Hi, I'm Lisa Baker, and this is a dramatic reading of Home Again. We're going to read from the end of Act 1 into Act 2. The reading will take about an hour. You need to know a few things before we begin. Act 1 is about what happens to the interactions of a family, mother, father, and young child, when those interactions are influenced and infected by a TV. The mood-disordered TV in Act 1 speaks the language of commercials and narrates a stage of the Tour de France that Lance Armstrong, who's become a cultural hero in the United States, wins. Mother and father come to believe that they have lost their virility of political engagement because they have had a child. There's a war on. In a full production of this, there would be mounted televisions on stage, streaming images on and off throughout the play. Up center, that platform, is the on-stage TV screen. And also, we have an all-women cast, but the male characters in a full production would actually be played by men. And then, of course, I'm indebted to my participant actors who were recruited absolutely at the last minute and who are sick and hobbling, still here doing this. Carrie Baker is playing child. Sharon Kavanaugh is playing mother. Sharon Stearns is playing father. Melanie Bruises is playing 4 characters: TV, lover, Lance, and kidnapped journalist's father. Tamara Weiss is playing man, and Hope McIntyre is playing both woman and kidnapped journalist. And I'm narrating. A commercial about joining the Special Forces appears and captures their attention on the mounted television. Through the crosshairs of a gun, a series of images of rebel militiamen carrying handheld rocket launchers.
Your mission: observe enemy movement from a concealed location. You and your team brought supplies for 5 days. It is day 12. Are you up to it? Do you want to become a member of this elite fighting squad? Find out more about the Special Forces. If you are a male between the ages of 17 and 30, you are eligible for a free video.
That's sick. I thought it was a video game. We let her watch too much TV. It's not good for her brain.
She'll be a good person in the end, not to mention culturally current. These days, that matters.
Recently, laboratory experiments have demonstrated that shortly after exposure to violent programming, children are more likely to show an increase in their own levels of aggression.
They both look startled by the precision of her language.
It's bike racing.
It's TV.
No. I'm allowed to get frustrated. I'm allowed to want some peace and quiet.
It's just she's a kid, you know? Kids make noise.
A lot. But I wouldn't give her up for the world.
She's edible, isn't she? She's good enough to eat.
You know, if she were here right now, I'd have to take a big chomp. Right here.
You know, she won't even be here in 15 years. Then we will have to... What will we have to complain about?
You know, the day she moves out, let's throw a party. We'll invite every one of our friends. Think of the freedoms. Freedom from carpools, freedom from ear infections, freedom from perpetual exhaustion, freedom from pent-up desire, freedom to make love to my wife in 3D with high volume.
Oh, my hobbling, balding Lovitra popping.
I'll age like a champion. Just you watch.
Will she want to visit us?
What a question!
I always thought I'd be the mother of a child who wants to visit.
Look at us. You know, we're not going to die young. We're tuned in. We're swingers at heart. Hell, we vote in the primaries. If you ever see me telling jokes to myself, stop me. For my sake. That's the worst. You've hit the bottom there.
It wasn't the alcohol tonight. You know, I talked to the guy next door. She's done with the treatments. The kids have come home. He says they're close. His wife has never felt sorry for herself. He told me that. She believes in God. Her faith keeps her hopeful. Oh, I wish I believed in God. I want to believe in God.
Well, I'll give it to you. It would make things easier.
There's too much pain otherwise.
No, it's come close.
How do we start believing in God?
They hold each other. Child appears at the doorway and watches them. They don't see her at first.
Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. She's irresistibly beautiful.
She'll be trouble. I refuse to let her in the backseat of a boy's car. Mark my words.
I was never like this before.
Father sees child in doorway.
Oh, can I watch Lance?
Yes. No, it's over. He won.
Please go to bed. Come on, chicken nose.
I'm not a chicken nose. You're a carrot toe.
I am not a carrot toe. You're a pancake elbow.
I'm not a pancake elbow. You're a tuna fish face.
Well, you're an egg face.
You're a chickpea finger.
Oh, yeah? Well, I could put a little salt there and a little pepper there and have you for dinner. I could eat that hair. Give me a lick of that hair.
That's gross. Stop it.
And there's a little sugar cone me to go with my very, very hair.
That's gross.
Indeed. That's a grouchy little sugar cone.
I'm not anything.
Of course you are, my little butterbean.
I'm a girl.
My little grilled hot dog, my...
I'm a girl.
Look, leave her alone, will you? The game is over.
But Mama's so hungry, and Mama's baby is so edible, so nourishing. See, if I didn't have a bite, I would grow emaciated, wither, shrink. I'd lose my eyesight and my muscle mass. They would have to amputate my thighs. I would no longer stand. I'd sit, lipless, stuffed, trembling, desperate, terribly fearful. Baby, help me, baby.
Get up.
Just one bite, then?
She walks over to her mother, who nibbles. Child exits.
I'm going up.
Wait,
No, I'm done for the day.
you can't go.
Listen, I've had enough. I've had all I want.
But I need to tell you,
Save it for tomorrow.
I tried to swing her.
What are you talking about?
The Republican woman at the party, you saw her. I thought I could do it. I thought I could swing her.
Well, why are you telling me this?
Well, she had this way about her. She was marvelous. I felt myself losing hold, Well, she had this way with words. I felt so disoriented, so dizzy. And then I let her win. I let her beat me. Before, I never would have let her win. Tonight, I wanted it all back. That fire, that ambition, that world before your own child gets the best of you. And it wasn't until the car ride home that it all made sense. Why else? This is where I am. This is my priority. There's nothing more important, more beautiful, more profound than what you and I are doing. This is why we're on the planet, right?
What are you talking about?
Why else? The dizziness. Come on, don't play dumb.
I am not following you.
Pregnant. Maybe I'm pregnant.
Well, I am not even going there.
I just thought, well, calm down.
I would get depressed. I would definitely get depressed. Oh, I can see it now. It would wipe us out. Listen to yourself.
I'm the one who has to carry the baby for 40 weeks.
But you're not the one who suffers. Let me remind you, we're just getting out of the woods. I can watch the tour again. That's nice.
My body's back. That's nice.
And we're reconnecting again. We've got a social life again after a long stretch up.
You don't have a social life.
What did we do tonight? We couldn't have done that a year ago.
You said yourself you hated it.
Well, I didn't hate it.
We're already changed. No turning back. We're different people.
That doesn't justify another child. It's warped logic. It's political logic. It's spin.
You can't imagine what it feels like to know you're never going to be pregnant again. A man has no idea.
This is biological. It's not rational.
Oh, you're not as brutish as you're sounding.
We're already pushed to the limit.
A child's an investment. Children care for you at the other end.
No.
We could have a boy. You'd be such a great father to a boy.
I'm done.
Well, we'd name him after you.
Mother is alone. She begins to get undressed, takes off her shoes, lets her hair down. Then she tries to reach around and unzip her dress. She needs help. She can't get the zipper down, but she struggles with it. Over these moments, she displays different emotions, frustration, anger. At the height of her frustration, she begins to laugh quietly. The laugh is lonely. The hallway light illuminates father in child's room. Child is asleep. He kneels at her bed.
Sam. Silly Sam I am. Rout him out, scout him out, down a Hajar, Cheveley flash. You live 1,000 moments in a minute. How could I ever want something else other than you? You, when everything else satellites around the orb of you. I will teach you how to ride a bike. Pull hard on the up pedal, hard and fast, just like your old dad. Sakuraya, Samaya. I feel so old. Look what you've done to me. You look so much like me.
He tucks her in.
I have a pregnancy test. I could, just to be sure. Just to be sure. We might worry otherwise. We might wonder. I'll be quick. I just have to pee anyway. Look, quick.
No, what'll happen to us? Have you considered that?
It's quick.
Wait until they grow up. You'll be a worrier, I can see that. You'll worry plenty. Besides, we don't have the money. We don't have enough rooms. Christ, we have to get a minivan. Although that Honda Odyssey doesn't handle as badly as its competitors. I feel so old. Don't you feel too old for this? We're not young anymore.
I'm just waiting now.
There's a war on, for Christ's sake. People are dying every day. That's what we should be doing with our free time.
Mother comes in. She holds the pregnancy stick.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Oh.
Told you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You?
Act 2. It is 20 years since the beginning of Act 1. Same house, living room, same furniture. The characters themselves should look older. In particular, father should have lost his youth and virility. He should definitely be balding, but still, they are largely themselves. The political and technological landscapes haven't changed at all. Scene 1. Father's on stage alone.
Have you heard this? It's one of those terrorist jokes. Letterman, Leno. I can't remember where I heard it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's an intercave memo, 8:17 a.m. Get this. 2 cave mates from a big shot terrorist. Subject, the cave. Hi, guys. I know we've been putting in long hours, but we've really come together as a group, and I love that. A shout out to AJ for putting up the poster that says there is no I in team, as well as the one that says hang in there, baby. Oh, that cat is hilarious. However, while we are fighting a jihad, we can't forget to take care of the cave. And frankly, I have a few concerns. 1, now while it's good to be concerned about cruise missiles, we should be even more concerned about the scorpions in the cave. Hey, you don't want to be stung, and neither do I, so we need to sweep the cave daily. 2, it's not often that I make a video address, but when I do, I try to look scary. Okay? So that means that when we're taping, don't laugh. Just while we're taping, thanks. At 3, third point, and this is a touchy one. I need everyone to think hygiene. Especially after meal times. Trim the beards. We're all in this together. 4, food. I bought a box of Cheez-Its recently, clearly wrote Big Shot Terrorist on the front and put it on the top shelf. Today, my Cheez-Its were gone. Consideration. That's all I'm asking. Finally, we've heard that there may be enemy soldiers in disguise trying to infiltrate our ranks. I want to set up some patrols to look for them. First patrol will be dog, double dog, 2 dog night, and Bob.
Father begins to laugh, and then he laughs hard.
Death to the infidels.
This laughter should look lonely, even fearful. There was a knock at the door.
I've got it.
Here I am, just in time. Anyone up for some viewing fun?
Well, hello.
It's been so long.
Not so long. 2 days, 20 years. Long past my childbearing age. Alas.
Turn it on. You don't have it on already?
It's time, hurry!
Let's do her.
What an unfortunate expression.
Channel 5? Volume, give us the remote.
Child enters. She is a major network anchor. She interviews Lance Armstrong, who has not appeared to age a day.
There she is.
Look at her.
That's my gal.
She's something.
A major network anchor. Who would have thought?
She looks good, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's easy on the eyes. She has always been easy on the eyes.
Indeed. Drinks, anyone?
Sit down, will you? This is not a restaurant.
Gin and tonic for me.
Anyone else? Beer, water?
Right.
One of each. Good evening. Tonight I am with Lance Armstrong in honor of the 125th anniversary of Le Tour de France here at the summit of L'Alpe d'Huez, arguably the toughest climb in the history of the Tour.
Get back here. You're missing it.
It did a number on me more than once. I'm glad to be here.
So, how does it feel to be back at the summit 20 years later?
There he is, my own daughter interviewing Lance Armstrong. Could I be prouder? I am a proud man.
Shh, we can't hear.
He hasn't aged a day, has he?
Oh, he looks good. He has always looked good.
Not bad, but I'm glad not to be riding it.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
I can't hear. Now, what did she say?
Nothing yet.
She looks a lot like her dad, doesn't she? Go on, you can admit it.
You mean that old guy?
Whose house are you in? Whose TV are you watching?
This interview is such a coup. It'll shoot her right to the top.
How does it feel to have won 7 tours, Lance Armstrong?
I am so proud of her. I am so proud.
Quiet, quiet.
You should talk. Amazing, of course, on one hand. But it's different now that cycling is in my past. It's amazing, but for example, my son Luke just got married this past weekend, and well, that's right up there with 7 wins. Now, I don't mean to sound disrespectful to the achievement of the cycling world, but well, there it is.
Are you kidding me?
That's lovely.
So lovely.
Well, but winning 7 tours is amazing, a dream.
It's inhuman, mind-blowing, heroic. The man fought cancer. The man had a 40% survival rate. That's more than amazing.
Of course. You know, you get what I mean.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't know a thing about what you mean.
Look at that. I spy some hanky-panky.
There's the door.
Open your eyes, man.
He likes her. She's a bag. Who can blame him?
Armstrong is nearly my age.
Ooh, maybe he's a dirty old man.
It's natural, honey. 2 attractive people.
It's inappropriate. It's cheap.
So that's why I chose not to ride the 8.
Fascinating.
What did he say? What's this about? Drugs? Is it the drug charges?
In here.
Missed it.
Well, who's taping this? Is no one taping it?
Your long-time relationship with Sheryl Crow ended years ago. According to my sources, there's been no one since. Will you kiss and tell?
Jesus Christ! What kind of an interview is this? This is crap.
What would your daughter say if she heard you?
This is smut.
This is ratings. This is what people want to hear. Wake up, old man.
This is what I want to hear.
Well, what happened to journalistic integrity? What happened to intelligent reporting?
Now, how's the single scene for history-making cyclists?
You and I both know I'm over the hill.
This is sexy, admit it.
So, this is a chick flick.
Don't talk dirty.
Surely you have some original pickup lines. Not everyone can use bike metaphor to talk to a woman.
Well, tell the truth.
Turn it off!
Inside voice.
Wait, let's hear.
Father grabs the remote and turns it off.
You are a crotchety old man.
I will not let my daughter whore herself out to Lance Armstrong.
I remember a time when a man like you and a man like me would have laughed over this. Ah, the good old days.
Leaving.
I'm so sorry.
I'm right behind you. Can I give you a ride? You can't be good in that bed anymore. My condolences.
Mrs. Mother then exits.
You sound like a child. Grow up.
We didn't raise her that way.
Boring. You're reading from script.
Is that what she's become? Some 2-bit red light journalist?
She works for a network. Someone else assigns her.
You know, you work as hard as she does to climb the ladder. You can buy yourself some choice.
She took that interview for you, you know.
That was not about me.
Who was it for then? She doesn't do celebrity interviews.
She's better as an anchor.
She's superb across the board.
As an anchor, she's into serious stuff. The war.
There's always a war on. You can't always be serious. You weren't always serious.
Oh, she needs to come home. When was the last time she was home?
She's busy. Look at her life.
Spent all these years, and then she's gone. Poof. Completely forgotten the good values you taught her.
Funny, isn't it? We see her all the time.
Yeah, see? You feel the same.
Think we'd recognize her without all that makeup, that hair?
Exactly. You get what I mean.
I found something.
What?
This morning when I was showering, I usually forget, but I didn't forget this morning. And when I did,
What? You found something?
Don't be anxious.
Anxious about what? What did you find?
I'm not anxious.
Did I sound anxious?
It's just
What
that
is it?
I found. There.
Alone. Alone.
You can feel it. Feel it.
She lifts her shirt and she shows him where.
What am I supposed to feel?
I'm not sure.
She directs his hand.
Feel that?
Yeah, that's nothing. It's hardly anything.
I haven't felt it before.
Call someone. Have it checked out. It'll make you feel better.
Of course I've called.
You called. Good. And what did they say?
I go next week. They might biopsy it.
You know, it's so small, it's almost nothing. Why are they making you wait so long?
I'm not worried. Your mind
No,
races.
you shouldn't be. Can they squeeze you in today, this week?
The nurse, I spoke with a nurse. Said most lumps are nothing, so...
Of course, something so small, really.
Well, 80% are nothing.
But we should relax.
I am. I'm not worried. You're not.
No.
Right?
Should we call her and let her know? She'd want to know.
Well, why worry her? She's so busy.
Sure. If there's something to tell her, which there won't be, we'll call her.
We could call her to congratulate her on the interview. If you could just see that she did it for you. I can see that. It's obvious.
No, I would have to fake it.
Well, fake it then. You're her father. Should we call?
Not now. No, look, it's late. Tomorrow.
Well, if you promise.
Tomorrow you call, I'll get on after. That way I don't have to fake it.
You might as well ask her to come home for a visit. Her birthday is around the corner. Where's the time gone?
I knew from the moment I set eyes on her that she was special. I cut the cord.
I pushed her out.
I helped her first.
We could throw her a party. A birthday bash. She could invite all of her friends home. A party because we are so proud of her.
Well, you get on first, and I'll say the party part. Good. So that feels better, doesn't it?
No, I'm not worried. You don't know how good you have it until you get news like this. I shouldn't be worried, though. Right?
Worried? No.
Not one bit.
No, not one bit. Tomorrow we'll call.
Scene 2. The play should become increasingly fractured as the war inhabits the home. The child is on television anchoring the late-night news. The mounted televisions show images of the kidnapped journalist.
News agency aired a silent 20-second videotape that showed the 28-year-old journalist abducted when gunmen ambushed her car, killing her interpreter. In an accompanying message, an as-yet unidentified group gave 72 hours to release all female prisoners. She is the 31st journalist abducted in the region since the war began. Over 100 journalists have been killed in the region since the war broke out. The family has issued a statement appealing for their daughter's release.
Kidnapped journalist's father enters.
I want to speak directly to the men holding my daughter because they may also be fathers like me. My daughter is powerless and does not have the ability to release anyone. She is a reporter, an innocent person. Do not sacrifice an innocent soul. Instead, use her abilities as a reporter. Allow her to be your voice to the world.
Scene 3. Lights up on child on phone.
Mom, it's me.
Lights up on mother across stage on phone.
Oh, honey, it's you. Did your father call you?
I called you. You answered.
I did? Oh, of course I did. I'm out of sorts. Oh, honey, I saw your interview.
I'm sure I know what you think.
Your father and I are so proud of you.
What a dad thing, honestly.
You know how proud we are. You know how your father has followed Lance Armstrong's career over the years? He's very pleased.
Listen, there's not a better segue.
Sorry? Say that.
I said there's not a better segue. They're sending me over to cover the kidnapped journalist story.
What kidnapped journalist story?
You haven't seen it?
Get on.
You can't have missed it. It's everywhere.
Oh, well, hello. How's my long-lost successful daughter? Where's my long-lost successful daughter?
Hi, Dad.
Ha! In fact, you sound the same.
I thought it would be right to tell you.
They're sending her.
Sending her where?
I found out yesterday they want me to cover the story on location.
What story?
On location? What does that mean?
What's this about?
The kidnapped journalist.
Please tell me you saw the story.
If they know her location, then why are they?
Well, I saw the story, all right.
My network wants someone on the ground to cover it. They want me to go. It's an honor.
Is this a joke?
Of course this is not a joke.
A female journalist is kidnapped, and they send another female journalist to cover it? This is not a joke.
Can't you be happy? It's a big story that might lead to a bigger story.
The fighting's ramped up. It's not safe. Don't you have some say?
I have say. I have a lot of say.
Then tell them there is no way in hell you are going to serve as somebody else's bait.
Somebody's bait? What do you think I am? I shouldn't have told you.
And we wouldn't have known. We watch you all the time. We watch you all the time.
I thought it was the right thing to do.
What's right is saying no. You learned how to say no under our roof.
I can say no. I say no all the time.
We have never forbid you from doing anything. There have been plenty of times when we haven't liked your choices, but we kept our mouths shut.
Who's in charge here?
Why do you care?
Why do I care? Are you kidding me?
Don't you dare interfere.
You are my daughter.
I'm not a child.
This is ratings, isn't it? Send a beautiful woman into the war zone and see how the ratings climb.
This is crazy. This is offensive.
What kind of an operation are you working for? First sex hour with Lance Armstrong and now...
I knew it!
Honey, they're sending you into a war zone. That's the point.
Don't bullshit me and say you liked something when you didn't. I'm an adult. Don't do me that favor.
You learned basic morals under our roof.
What exactly do you mean by basic morals?
Please come home.
I have a job.
Your job is more important than your own sick mother.
Oh,
What are you talking about? Mom, you're sick?
Not sick.
Well, we weren't going to tell you, not yet, but your mother has a lump.
A lump.
In my breast, a breast lump.
Did you have it looked at?
Not yet.
Well, have it looked at. I know lots of people.
Well, tell them that you have to come home. Tell them that you have a family emergency.
Please.
Tell them to send their own daughters.
Don't hijack my life.
She hangs up.
I don't even recognize her. That's not how we raised her.
Is this serious enough for you? Lance Armstrong wasn't enough? Is this?
They're using her. That's the point.
Oh, okay. I'll take flirtation over this. I'll take sex. I'll take fucking over this. Are you happy now?
She's lost. She's out of control.
Be careful what you wish for. What you wish for might bite you.
No, she won't go. It's over my dead body.
And what do you plan to do about it?
Well, I'll stop her.
She's not a goddamn child.
I will stop her.
How exactly?
I'll find her.
Once the fear enters, it takes root. It divides and spreads. I always thought she'd come first thing in case of this. I can feel the fear transforming things.
No, you aren't sick. We don't even know if you're sick.
I know what I know.
Don't play doctor.
I know what I know.
You know, she might have a high-profile job, but she is still my daughter. And she has to answer to me.
But where will you go?
He finds a bag and starts gathering things.
I'm going to leave now.
I used to tell her to do something, and she'd listen. What's left? My God. It isn't a war until your own daughter is in the middle of it.
I'm leaving right away.
If you don't come home with her, I don't know.
I'm on my way.
You will, won't you? Find her.
Scene 4. Mother and woman watch television, which shows the same images of the kidnapped journalist. Recorded sound of child's voice.
Now in her 10th day of captivity.
Listen, her voice.
An as yet unidentified group has claimed responsibility for her abduction and has demanded the release of all female prisoners in exchange for the 28-year-old journalist.
What, is he planning to abduct her? She's a grown-up, you know. He can't force her legally.
When she sees him, when they talk face to face, she'll come. The distance gets in the way. She'll understand. She'll come home.
She's the face of the station, you know. They're not going to put her in harm's way. They don't just sacrifice anchors. They wouldn't go over well with their viewers.
You trust the station?
I trust the economics of the situation. I trust political savvy.
People who use other people for political gain. There's the enemy.
There's the world.
I'm done with the world. I want my daughter home.
Does he know about the biopsy?
He hasn't called. I haven't expected him to. He won't come home until he has her.
You threatened him.
He promised.
This sounds medieval.
Call it what you will.
At what point do you just let go? I know I'm intruding.
You are.
So, the biopsy? Less medieval, I hope?
Not really. There were so many hatchet men. I was awake the whole time.
You were awake?
They stationed someone at my head to talk me through. I was anesthetized, but I think he said, now the doctor's taking out his dagger and slicing apart your breast.
Do you know anything yet?
I asked to see it.
You did?
Well, he had the lump in one of those little white plastic dishes.
I thought those were for vomiting.
He poked around in it with his metal pick.
What did it look like?
Like a knot with tissue, stringy, bloody. He separated the layers with his pick.
You asked?
Well, now there's an indent right above my heart.
When will you know?
Soon, they said.
You'll be fine.
Easy for you to say. A lump is not out of the blue. A lump is an indicator. From the moment you fall in love with your child, you wait for the lump.
You have to admit that sounds unbalanced.
Can you blame me?
We've been friends for a long time. You're not going to go victim on me.
Have a heart.
We've all watched the worried women shows. Be original. Write your own soap opera. What about Life's a Bowl of Cherries when your daughter's yearly pay raise will finance your retirement?
Why did I think you would get it?
I get it.
You can't. You don't have a child.
Fuck you.
What is that for?
You know what that is for.
It's a fact. You don't have kids.
Oh, so which is it then? A, I couldn't possibly understand what it's like to want something until the need unravels you. B, I've never through and through purely and profoundly loved something. Or C, all of the above. But whoops, I've never smelled a shitty diaper. Bob, I'll take C. C, please.
You made a choice not to have a child.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But I don't have one, do I? And you know, it's almost like I do when I sit and watch commercials that promise me an infant seat that clips into my minivan, a family dinner I just whip together in moments, a diaper that will never ever leak, an absorbent roll of paper towels I'll need when my toddler spills his grape juice.
Don't watch then. Turn it off.
Oh, good advice. When did they unplug you from your set? You miss a lot of the world, don't you, when you're so consumed? Sit and wait and worry. My God, you're so self-focused. Look at you. You know, you used to make me laugh. You used to be feisty. You used to be a go-getter. If you had wanted to, you could have run for political office. Give you a drink and... I used to really like you.
You're jealous.
So, now I've heard they're kidnapping journalists. Ain't the world an ugly place?
Fuck you.
You win. I'm done. Go.
You go.
Cheerio. So, what's the word? Should I leave?
No. I'm just trying to figure out why the right man didn't come along and pay me money to bear his children. I mean, look at these rollicking nice jeans, you know? I voted Democrat religiously. What was I thinking? I could have registered independent.
I'm good at vacating.
Stay.
And that's an order. So, I've been thinking. The truth is, you picked the wrong man for the job. Let's not kid ourselves. Way back when, we would have used the word wuss. There's more graphic language, of course, but I'll spare you. He just doesn't have what it takes. All bark, no bite. He got soft. He softened. We got older, but he got soft. Plus, you never send in someone with too much invested. You need ruthless objectivity. You need steel resolve. You need someone who can infiltrate enemy lines and launch an insurgency.
I'm lost.
If you wish, I'll come out of retirement to do the job.
Are you drunk?
Growing up, they tell you to follow one track or another. I was one track. Other kids were all video games and girls. I was work hard. Get a desk job. Don't commit too much. Don't sacrifice too much. Make enough cash to retire. Once in a while I pretended to care, but it wasn't me. Now, everything's changed. Now I hear a voice in my head saying, wake up. Now's your chance. There's a real world out there filled with danger and risk, ripe and ready for you to pluck.
He's gone off.
With your permission, I'd like to assemble a team to recover your daughter.
You are not serious.
This is not a joke. Joking is out of the question. I am on board. I am reporting for duty.
Don't play war games with my life.
I swear to you. It's honest to God real. I feel it. I can't explain. The enemy's so visible to me now.
This is crazy. Who is the enemy?
Who is the enemy? Who is the enemy? My whole life, I've never committed. I've never been passionate.
So you can say that again.
You could come, would you?
I could come?
You'd be on my team. A leader is a sitting duck without the protection of his team.
On your team? I've always wanted... You've been watching too much TV.
How dare you?
No, don't you see? I believe in your cause. I'll eat that enemy for breakfast. I will deliver your daughter.
How can I believe this?
Have faith. The majority of the world's population believes in one thing or another. Try.
But how do I try?
You just do. For example, I've decided to believe in her. Presto changeo.
You believe in me?
It's that easy, you just decide?
I decided, and then I called.
Called?
There's an 800 number. You've seen the commercial.
You called a 1-800 number?
Did they ask your age?
They need warm bodies. They don't know all they have in me.
But what about me?
I signed you up.
You did?
They said they'd use you, but only if you're up for it. Way up. It's high-risk work. They'll be dropping us right smack into the war zone. We're special forces. We're search and rescue.
What's happening to me? I feel alive.
I've been sitting for so long.
I just want my child back.
You need a trained team. You need a team that knows the terrain, the obstacles, the clear and present danger. Without support, and you can mark my words, he'll come home empty-handed.
You know so much.
I'm a quick study. If you're ready, we can pack.
Right now? Oh.
But what about me?
You sit tight.
Do we get weaponry? Do we get semi-automatics?
How will I know what's happening?
Don't take your eyes off the screen. That's the source. Of course, there's the decoding, but we're operating on a need-to-know basis.
What?
With your permission, we'll depart.
Do we get fatigues?
You'll find her. Bring her back. Alive.
Now we pray.
Pray?
They suggested it, and I don't find it inappropriate.
But we don't. We've never.
There are a lot of things we've never. That's all changing.
But how do you do it? I mean, what do you say?
Oh, Heavenly Father,
That sounds right.
guide us and protect us as we go forth in service of all this that is good and right. Lead us not into temptation and deliver us from...
Lights on man and woman praying. Spotlight on mother off to the side.
I'm right here. I'll stay put. I'm stationed, home base. I won't take my eyes off.
Blackout. Scene 5. Child and lover in her bedroom. Child is packing a suitcase. 5 pairs of pants, 5 work shirts, 10 pairs of underwear. Let's see, if I'm kidnapped, I'll need either lots of undies or none at all, depending on the outcome. Not funny, is it? That's not funny. I wouldn't get to change anyway, would I? I can't imagine they'd have dressing rooms. And I'm almost certain they don't nab you with your suitcase. They just want your body. You never knew I'd have something in common with the kidnappers, did you? He grabs her roughly, affectionately. Let's hope they're more civilized than that. I'll miss you like crazy. Don't get kidnapped too long. Start lining up your most attractive items to barter. I'll trade you one somewhat accomplished, camera-ready female for a vacation in the French Alps. What? Not a Millennium Merlot?
No, if really pressed, I'd give the kidnappers a nation state. I'd give them nuclear secrets, offshore drilling rights, and maybe even my firstborn.
Now that's more like it. Too bad you don't really know me. I might disappoint.
I know the camera only puts 7 pounds on you. And it loves your side profile, you know? When you turn like this to pass off to the weatherman.
Good, eh? You do know me.
But see, all I am to you is a TV face, a TV brain, a mouthful of sound bites, sensationalist headlines, B-roll, commercials, gibberish, jingles. That's all I am, isn't it? You're good to stick around. You don't even want to know what I hear running in my head sometimes.
Tell me.
It's perverse.
It's exceptional, I'm sure.
Commercials for male enhancement pills in bulk. Sometimes I dream about snipers.
You're right, I hardly know you.
Then why are you here?
Why don't you just quit? Up and run. We're young still, I think.
What would my parents do?
Newsflash, you're all grown up, big girl.
If they couldn't watch me, what would they do? When I try to remember my childhood, I catch glimpses of my father, godlike, there and not there, caught and held in this haloed haze of TV. I remember feeling that overwhelming drive to be watched, to have that kind of power.
Now you do.
Every night they watch me, depend on me, unable to rip their eyes from the screen, locked in. They hang on every word I report. I'm brushed up, I'm made up, neat and packaged, wrapped up exactly at the hour, always predictable. Could there be a clearer evidence of their success?
Maybe they don't watch you, and just say they do. Maybe they flip networks.
That would be too dangerous for them, deathly even. I'm getting so old and scared. Just when I should be feeling more, I find myself pulling back, distancing. Sometimes I think I've taken this assignment to spite them, to throw them off balance. But in the end, it's for me. I'm going numb. I see all these stories I report, words, talk, where am I? Maybe if I drop myself into a war zone, actually get down in some crossfire, I'll feel something. They'll do anything to stop me. You know, my father wanted me to believe my mother is sick.
Is she?
Listen, I've got to finish packing.
She packs again.
I want to know you. Sometimes I think all I want is to know you.
Let me know what you find.
On good days, I imagine a future for us, jam-packed with all this possibility. The two of us together. What couldn't we do? If you wanted to take time off, I could support us. Hell, we've got money saved up. We're not getting any younger. Fuck watching. Let's live.
If I'm kidnapped, you're free to date other women. I can sign the paperwork saying so.
Don't be hurtful. I'm here. Look at me. Forget your parents. What about us?
I want to forget my parents. It's suffocating.
What about us? Don't you ever think
I enjoy the time we spend.
we're so good together? Say that.
We are. I know.
Maybe I'm not enough for someone like you. Someone with your visibility.
No, you're, it's me. I'm just bits and pieces. See everyone else's stories. That's what I am. I don't have a whole me to give you.
Then let's make our own story then.
My mind is elsewhere.
Sometimes, down the road, I even think we could make a family together. I feel that.
They've agreed to let me see her, the journalist. They'll take me to her. I'm sorry. Who am I to love?
Phone rings. Her machine picks up. Father says, child's voice instructs the caller to leave a message. We hear father's voice.
Listen, honey, we need to talk. I'm trying to find you. Don't go before I find you.
Child turns off the machine. She looks at her watch.
I've got a plane to catch. Please.
Scene 6. Mother is alone in the dark watching TV. On the mounted television screens, we see recorded images of militia crossing enemy terrain.
You need a mission. Evidently, you don't have a mission, and you might if you were 17 to 30 with a car, some hair, living all the way up and equipped with a free video, but you are absolutely not eligible. Not even close. Go to your doctor, for Christ's sake. The enemy has already observed you, and you have let down the whole team. In fact, you have no team. Your team has found another team. You chump, you. Get a mission, get a doctor. Go find a phone. Stop watching TV like you're some 17-year-old looking for a freebie.
TV screen shows a photograph of the kidnapped journalist.
In other news, this is the 35th day of captivity for the journalist abducted just over a month ago by enemy forces. Her family continues to appeal for her release.
Reported images of kidnapped journalist's father appealing for her release. Lights up and child and kidnapped journalist are seated across a table from each other. Lights out on mother and TV. The room is empty except for a small television and a small window up high.
God, it was horrible. I was blindfolded.
Yes, they do that. They have to.
The car ride, so many turns, people on either side of me, cigarettes, the noises passing. I could hear streets. I could hear people rushing by. Everything was rushing by, and we were careening around corners. I thought, I am going to die.
Yes, I remember.
No one spoke except the driver once to another man. There was music, the horn, they were arguing.
They might have been.
How do you stand this? Not knowing.
They have treated me well. You should report that.
How long do we have?
Not long, most likely. They will come when they want to take you back.
Why have they permitted this?
I don't know. You will give them proof that I'm alive, that I'm well, that they are reasonable people with reasonable demands. I don't know.
But they've always videotaped. Why have they left us alone? I thought you never got left alone.
They know there's nothing I can tell. There's nothing that you can tell me.
There are negotiations afoot.
There are always negotiations.
They wouldn't let my cameraman.
The job is yours.
You were freelancing here.
Yes. I made the decision to come here. I wanted to cover a war. I knew it was dangerous.
You've been here for over a year?
I've had friends abducted. Who hasn't been abducted? We are the currency, see? Some have been released, some killed. We are easy targets.
But aren't they taking the wrong people?
Who are the right people?
People in power, the people who make decisions.
Who is making decisions? Who has the power? It's all up for grabs. And some would argue that those who control the stories out of here hold all the cards.
You aren't married.
No.
Your parents are appealing for your abductors for your release.
I've seen my father. They let me watch. It must be hard on my family.
They have said they will kill you if their demands aren't met.
At first I was scared. They held me at gunpoint. They killed my interpreter, my friend. They yelled, "Collaborator! Collaborator!"
Yes, we have eyewitness accounts. Your driver spoke.
When I got here, I cried. I was terrified. The man who looks after me knelt at my side. He told me not to cry. He wiped my tears. He let me play with his children. It's a different story now.
I didn't expect you to be so collected.
They've never hurt me. They've treated me kindly. Tell my family that. Tell the world that. Perhaps that will be closer to the truth than anything else you could report.
I don't understand.
I'm speaking to you as a woman, as a fellow journalist.
Of course.
If they were to release me today, if they were to set me free out on the street below, I don't know where I'd go. It's not clear to me anymore where I'd go. You expect my kidnappers to hover over us. You expect to find me distraught. We retell the stories we expect. Otherwise, everything is too messy. How do you report a mess? Look carefully. Everything you see contradicts something else you see. And then, sometimes you are blindfolded.
Door opens and a child runs in. She hugs kidnapped journalist and then runs out.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
They say this war zone is the most dangerous place in the world. People get kidnapped every day. But what if this is the most beautiful place in the world?
It's impossible. The death toll. There are statistics. There are bodies. Civilians. At some point, you can't deny bodies. Look at you. You're not free to move. You couldn't walk out this door.
Well, why would I want to leave? For example, do you smell that?
What?
Smell.
Apple blossoms.
Yes.
I had forgotten they could smell so sweet. Maybe I never knew.
I had an apple tree in my yard growing up. As a child, the smell was intoxicating. I would lie under it for hours. I used to climb the tree. I used to pick the apples. Here, the smell gives me youth again.
You remember home.
The smell branches through me, and I'm left floating, weightless, unattached to the place. I have no fear. I forgive utterly. First, they defined this as a war for territory. Now, they have defined this as a war for ideas. They have disregarded the heart.
I don't follow you.
Listen,
Kidnapped journalist takes a child's hand and holds it against her heart.
do you hear? Listen.
I feel it.
The simple release, the contraction keeps me alive, keeps you alive. It is such an elemental act to sustain such a complicated system. There's so much sameness among us. The hearts of those who shoot function the same way as the hearts of those shot. The hearts of those who believe one thing function the same as the hearts of those who believe the exact opposite.
But we are not just physical bodies.
Of course not. We are a collection of thoughts and feelings resulting from the different experiences our bodies live. But the sameness persists. From a very early age, 6 weeks old, an infant instinctively attempts to attract her mother's smile by mimicking her. The child understands innately at first, and then as learned behavior. That smile begets smile. In this small exchange, the child asserts what continues as the human quest for beauty.
Yes, but a child also learns to kill when a suicide bomber leaves him motherless. It's called revenge.
We fight only to recover beauty.
The idea is perverse, all that ugliness in the effort.
If I were to say, I love you, what would you do?
I don't know.
Try. I love you.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too?
Do you?
No, I mean, I don't. I don't know.
I love you.
You do?
I love you.
I'm confused. Please.
My words make you uncomfortable. You don't know what I want. I might be lying to you. I might be telling the truth. The uncertainty makes you angry. You feel powerless. War occurs when people seeking beauty misinterpret each other.
You make all this sound so simple.
No, it's not simple.
People are dying every day. You are a hostage.
Beauty is most evident next to ugliness. Most evident next to fear.
We must have different notions of beauty.
Not really. Just look.
I see dead bodies.
Beauty doesn't die.
Just your ability to perceive beauty.
If in every moment I live, in every breath I take, I feel whole and loved and at home, then does it matter how many moments are strung together? When you feel as I do, all of the mistakes of the world lighten and take flight. All of the wrongness committed, the foulness, the corruption, the injustices, the bad judgments. Aren't we all beautiful people hoping to stumble across beauty, hoping to capture the hearts of others? We all make mistakes. Look at intention. You will not want to forget the apple trees. I believe they are very rare in the city.
Momentum. She sees this as a clue.
They are rare.
The smell is everywhere and nowhere.
I hear talking outside the door.
In every moment, beauty approaches.
Are you sure it's an apple tree? Absolutely sure. Have they moved you often?
If they kill me, you'll tell my family that I was happy? Perhaps that will help.
They can't kill you. I feel things opening in me.
This is beauty. Look.
Child is spellbound. Hooded person bursts through the door.
They can't kill you. Wait, I want longer. Tell them to let me stay a little longer. Tell them.
Kidnapped journalist smiles radiantly. Hooded person blindfolds child roughly.
Oh!
Blackout. Scene 7. Woman and man have packed suitcases. Mother waits with them. They drink.
We've been waiting so long.
They said we should be in readiness.
You made it sound like we were leaving immediately.
Readiness is everything.
The important thing is that we're going. We're hitting the road.
Jesus, this is not a road trip. This is not some vacation.
Indeed, this is a mission.
Well, should we report to them, to their offices? It's frustrating to wait like this.
They don't have offices. They have a number.
Right.
Necessarily. What good would a location do them?
Call them then.
We must be patient.
We just had so much momentum, and now this.
Now what?
We've lost momentum.
Maybe you're not the right person.
I'm right. It's just you made it sound like we were marching out the door.
We can't just march out the door.
My child does not have time to wait.
She can't wait. What did they say on the phone?
I gave them our information. They said they needed bodies. They said they would contact us.
That's all you've got.
That's not how you made it sound. When you promised you would find my child, you made it sound immediate.
You should have been clearer. You misled us.
That's not nice.
You know what? They're not going to call. Wake up! No one's calling. We could wait here all day, all year.
That's cruel to say.
It's cruel to mislead. It's cruel to raise people's hopes.
I haven't misled you. I'm helping you.
This is helping.
You shouldn't have promised. Do you know what that does to me?
You pathetic. Good for nothing.
It's not nice to say that. How do you think that makes me
There's
feel?
nothing worse than somebody who pretends to be something he isn't. That's the bottom. That's despicable.
Don't push me. You can't just push someone like this. I only wanted to help.
You made us hopeful. We believed you.
The worst is when somebody drags others down with him. Don't you see what you've done to me? To her? Do you know what she's been through?
This is unfair, pure and simple.
You should think before you speak. You should think through a plan before you rope others in. All I can say is, thank God we didn't have a child together.
You know, pushing someone like this can result in bad things.
No one should inherit chump genes. No child should have to endure that inheritance.
This is harassment. You can't keep harassing without expecting something in return.
You are selfish. Did you think what your lies might do to us? You make it sound like we were a team. Do you know how long I've hoped for that? You didn't think, did you?
Oh, baby, honey.
I'd stop it if I were you. You can't push someone to the edge.
I'd rather be alone the rest of my life than be strapped to a pathetic no-good.
Stop it. Please stop. I'm warning you.
Come back, baby.
I'd rather die than be with someone like you.
Stop.
He pulls out a gun and points it at woman. Mother on floor whimpers.
I told you not to push me.
What the hell are you doing?
You can't keep it someone like this. Did you ever think of my desires, my needs? I got misled too, you know. No one considered that.
Put the gun down. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean what I said.
Then you shouldn't have said it. I told you not to say it.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you to know that you can't toy with
Shut up! I've heard enough. I've heard all that I need to hear.
Please put the gun down.
Don't say another word. I'll shoot if you do. I swear to God.
He moves closer with gun pointed at her.
Please. Please. Please.
Father enters. He closes the door, puts down the suitcase, and leans his body back against the door. He is visibly upset.
You have her? Where is she?
Shoot me. Shoot me. I'm the one.
Where is she? Tell me. Where is she? What's happening to her?
I couldn't get on the plane. I couldn't even get on the fucking plane.
Blackout. We hear a lone gunshot. Lights up on a split stage. Child is standing at a desk on the phone. Kidnapped journalist is dead. Her head is down on the desk and her face looks out at the audience. Her face is frozen in a smile. Blood pools.
It was an apple tree. She said they were rare in the city. She said she had seen them. She hadn't seen them. She'd been all over and she had never seen one before. Yes, she was positive. It was an apple tree. Well, that can't be possible. She would have seen others if they grow all over. Please send someone to look. My God, her life depends on it.
We're now going to jump to the very end of the play. In intervening scenes, the following happens. Father tries and almost convinces Mother that Child is the enemy and has manipulated them through the television. Mother learns her breast lump is benign and gains new direction from this.
In a TV-like love scene, man and woman admit their gun fears and confess their commitment to each other. Child comes back from the war zone to her loyal lover, but finds she still can't commit to him. Meanwhile, in a note to Child, Mother professes her own love for her and her wish for Child to settle down and marry. Mother also reveals to Child that she is leaving Father, at least temporarily, and is aware that she is a kind of cultural cliché. In the final scene, Child comes home to a suspicious and angry father. Child believes she had a hand in the murder of the kidnapped journalist and is racked with guilt. She asks Father to narrate for her the sustained story of her life so she can reconstruct herself. Father begins to tell Child her story, but it soon becomes the tale of his love for Mother. In realizing the connective tissues between Child, Mother, and Father, Child learns from Father to say and feel, "I love you." Now, these are the very final moments of the play.
In a land far, far away.
Father's asleep. She waits until he settles. As she speaks, kidnapped journalist enters again. Child sees her and looks anxious at first, but is then moved by her presence.
Find them and tell them I am happy.
She was happy. In the very last moments, she was happier than she had ever been.
This will comfort them. This will give them faith.
In a land far, far away, a beautiful woman traveled freely through the night on horseback. The night was colder and darker than she had expected. Cars screamed past. Not so far away, there were explosions, and they echoed through her. Somewhere, a sniper followed her in the crosshairs. Still, she rode on. Soon she came to a village where people fitful with fear and grief tried to sleep. But through each window, she watched how they held each other, how they curled around each other to keep out the cold. Seeing this, she began to sing, and her song was sweet and so light. Beauty above me, beauty below me, beauty all around me. And the people heard her song and suddenly felt light, relieved of their fatigue. So light they felt they would lift off and fly away like bright balloons across the night sky. Beauty begets beauty. The next morning, the explosions returned, and now the people who lived in fear taught their children lessons of forgiveness.
Here, I am home. It is glorious.
Mother, Mom, please look, I'm here. Isn't this how you wanted the story to end? Dad's asleep on the couch. He's growing old. He needs you. Someone else loves me, Mom. It's all okay. Mom, let the war be over. Mama?
Door opens in the house. Mother enters. She does not see Father or Child in the living room.
Honey, I'm home. So cold out, so dark. I've come home.
The end.
Would please come up stage to give flowers of appreciation to Lisa Baker and her friends.